All of a sudden, we've created the weirdest C-Bond commercial ever by people who don't wear Dutch.
Oh, we can get weirder.
Faturday Omaha.
Eat this. Talk about the tacos.
Taco about it.
Taco about it. Taqueria Chingon was our lunch destination today at prime Faturday time, roughly 11 a.m. people, because there's no waiting then.
I was there at 11. Their door was locked.
Oh dear. Well, TJ and I got there because we were carpooling.
At 11:11.
Yeah. 11:04. We were technically we're kind of there at 11:05, but parking. There isn't much.
Fair enough.
It is on the.
It has 3 parking slots.
It does.
And 3 of them are taken up by the stylist next door.
So we had to park across the street, but it's Benson. It's kind of expected, right? Yeah. So it is located, however, at 6324 Maple Street, Omaha, Nebraska.
6324 Maple Street. 6324 Maple Street. 63. Oh, sorry.
Do you have any particular inflection you would like on this week's zip code?
Like Fred Flintstone?
Fred Yabba Dabba 68104.
That was the worst Fred Flintstone ever.
I don't know if I can I Dino that thing?
Okay. You wind up doing like a Yosemite Sam. Oh, 68104. Yeah, I can't do it. It's not going to happen.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
It was a hard call.
Hey, but that's where it is, and that's where we went.
Okay.
Look, I didn't even say we decided to go to this week.
We decided to go to.
So So we talked to some staff there, and Ika, which we had visited a little while back, used to be here. And Sam, you told me that. Mm-hmm. And Ika moved a little down farther on Maple Street and more like
into
core Benson. Yes. And Taqueria Chingon is here, and it is also owned by the same person that owns Ika.
Ika.
And there are remnants, shall we say, of Ika within the restaurant in certain locations.
On the windows, on the walls.
And
all this Ika scrawls.
And the Ika is still scrawled on the back of the door in a graffiti-like fashion. So the interior is shall we say, the taco equivalent of the ramen decoration in Ika, because there's graffiti on the wall. It's by the same artist as Ika. And then there's a little graffiti on the door. And the mural that you were sitting next to is kind of cool. And it has the same kind of hip-hop vibe inside.
Yeah, it does. We got in there, and we were also greeted by lo-fi hip-hop, which was, I don't think I could ask for better eating food. Eating music.
I would agree with you. Either some down-tempo techno or, actually, I'm going to say lo-fi is better food-eating music.
Yes. Well, A, better food-eating music, and B, I mean, if you're going to have a place called Chingon, and it's going to have some street tacos, I think you need a little bit more street music than that.
That's
I think lo-fi is a fine choice.
Yeah, it was real nice, and I do appreciate it because lo-fi often, due to its lack of lyrics, does not really distract from conversation. It's just amazing background music for eating some tacos.
Because if you're not talking, you're head bobbing.
That's true. We did,
which makes it surprisingly difficult to eat nachos.
I mean,
tacos.
There's that one time TJ almost slammed a taco right in his face.
You're right.
I mean, that may or may not have happened.
You're right.
So, and then I did appreciate, so when we were sitting down there, the place is kind of small, right? So I'm going to go for 10 tables, maybe? Yeah.
That might be overdoing it.
Eight.
Eight's solid.
It's small, but thankfully we did have a good spot to seat. They had the half booth, half tables.
I'm going to say that the general coziness of the place kind of encourages the same thing that you see at Ika, maybe even a little bit more so, that sort of get to know you, whether you are a social person or not, with your neighbor. You're going to be sitting close to some people, and there's not a lot of distance between you.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not crowded.
It's cozy.
It is cozy.
It's cozy.
But there was only another table that had some folks, like one other table that had people when we were in there. I mean, I'm sure it gets busier because we were there at 11. But
I say we'll reveal some stuff here. TJ was in about 1 o'clock yesterday as well.
No,
yes.
The day before Saturday.
Research had to be done. It
didn't have to be done. I went there blind.
It did. Well, blind with sunglasses on. That's double. I mean, just because you're that fully dedicated. Some of the rest of us,
there's integrity to be had in this podcast, and I'm starting to doubt yours.
Just my commitment to sparkle motion is sound. Sparkle motion.
Sparkle motion.
Sparkle motion. Hang on, let me put the dentures back in. Get the polydent ready.
It's in.
But anyway,
C-Bond for life. I mean, that was a weird flex. Okay, all right.
But anyway,
Yeah, what about
You were there prior.
What
I was in
you
here
were-
prior.
You were there prior.
And the joint does get jumping on occasion. They seem to have a bunch of regulars, either from the neighborhood or from some businesses nearby. Like people, they know them by name or they know them by a gestalt group personality.
What did you
like
call
there's a
them?
whole group who comes in from one of the local. We're pretty sure offices or hotels or
Called you
something.
Gestapo.
But like on a daily basis, they come in. So they seem to encourage some loyalty. We'll say that much. But they definitely fill up pretty easy.
Well, and I'm going to throw this out there. Between the lo-fi and the fact that the restaurant is kind of small and cozy, it was comfy. It was that Faturday essence of a good place to hang out with your dudes or your girls or a combination thereof, your whatevers, your associates. It's kind of a nice place to do that, I think, even though it's small. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is cozy.
It is,
to
and,
say that.
and so they're grilling the foods right there behind the counter, so you can see them. And above the counter, there was the chalkboard menu, which I initially missed. They have a nice little sign up there that says, "There's no Wi-Fi in here. Talk amongst yourselves," and it actually is yourselves. And
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate that too. And it's nice when Faturday isn't about browsing your phones the whole time. It's about talking with your peeps. So.
or is it?
Or did I? So, all right. Have we described the space, gentlemen?
Kind of. The menu system is very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very not even 8 and 11 by sheet of paper. It's tinier than that.
Yeah.
Front and back laminated, and then they also have part of the menu on the wall.
The chalkboard, yes.
Up above, or no, excuse me, below.
Ooh, I'm going to
below,
throw out
left to right.
some I'm not quite sure it's right architecture lingo here on the soffit over the bar.
Whoa. Is that
The
like a portico?
hanging down bit that's painted in chalkboard paint.
The Moffat,
The Muppet.
the Little Miss Moffat.
Little Miss
Sat on her
Soffit.
toffet.
Yeah, there's a menu up above the cooking station.
Yeah,
so
there's a chalkboard.
Pay attention to where you're at.
Yes, because there were...
Know your surroundings. There are luchador masks to your right.
Oh, indeed, there are. That's a very valid point. Thank you.
But yeah, and I suppose that is one thing that is important to note for those of you who will be visiting. There are a number of things either not on the menu, not well displayed on the menu, or specials are all up there on the chalkboard area. For instance, the burritos are written in on some in faded Sharpie and others not above the tacos because the meat choices are the same as the tacos. The quesadilla is nowhere to be found on the menu, and we will talk about the quesadilla later.
And it's on the chalkboard.
Indeed, on the chalkboard. And the margaritas, not on the menu, but they are on the chalkboard.
What about the lobster thermidor, TJ?
Well, I don't know where they keep the thermidor.
Is that where you keep your lobster?
A lobster pompadour?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I have this image of a crustacean with a nicely coiffed dew. Thank
Yes,
you. It's
you're
in my.
welcome.
I love that. I might need a T-shirt with that later. Would you guys like to talk about food?
Well,
Maybe.
I think so. I think that sounds good.
All right. This once.
Can we talk about appetizer?
Can we start somewhere else before appetizers?
Sure. Where'd you like to start?
Can we talk about how I sat down there by myself for a minute?
Yeah.
So I got there. I was probably there, 5-8 minutes before you?
Yes,
A waitress comes up and she says, "Hey, can I get you anything to drink?" I said, "Well, I see up on your kermuffle. What's that thing?
The
up there?"
soffit.
That's what I said, the kerbopple. The kerbopple sitting up above the bar. And I said, well, there's horchata up there. And that's like one of my favorite types of drinks. Like I
Cinnamony
love.
rice milk deliciousness.
Oh, buddy. But you can mess it up badly.
It can be done.
And I've had it more places bad than I've had it more places
A lot
good.
of places use the powdered mixy stuff.
That
I don't know if it's true.
can be workable on occasion.
Well, I mean,
That's not
Kool-Aid's good too
necessarily a mistake.
Yes.
I'd like to echo to that point. He's right because Jacobo sells an instant mix, just like you got like Propel water packets.
Yeah.
You can put it in a water bottle, shake it up.
That's
and
pretty
you
good.
get
Well, I can
delicious
believe
ass
that.
horchata.
Honestly,
Nice.
Here's the most awkward example I'm ever going to give for this. QT used to have a horchata icy type thing, and it was
like a
awesome.
horchata smoothie.
It was particularly good.
Heavens.
Huh.
Well, I mean,
So, anyways,
rice milk cinnamon. Do it in the right proportions.
I love it when
Yes.
it's done correctly. So I said I would be interested in having a glass of your horchata.
Yes.
I would like to test this. So she's like, okay. So she went away and she came back with a shot glass
Yes.
of horchata.
Anyway, sorry.
And I was like, oh man, And then it didn't look quite like other horchata. It was
Really?
kind of
What color was it?
almond milky color. It was very thick looking. And I'm like,
Oh.
this doesn't look like squeezed rice water.
Secretly,
Was it thick?
It's like a horchata I've never tasted before, and it's not a horchata I'd like to ever taste again.
Interesting. What
So I was like, strike one.
was it? Cinnamony or ricey or?
It was kind of a bland cinnamon with
Oh.
a thick consistency.
Oh, which is weird because I've had some that are a little thicker, but it's because they're real sugary and you can
Yeah,
only
this
drink a
one's-
little bit, but it's still tasty. So this did not meet the tasty factor for you.
I was not pleased.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
strike one. I said, ma'am, I'll just have a water.
Dear, that's not good.
Well, no, excuse me. Let's back that up. I said, ma'am, I'll have an iced tea. And she said, we don't have iced tea. And then I went, oh,
That
this is
was
just
a
not
strike.
going good.
You know-
Can I have a water? She brought me a water.
Yes.
And then there's floaties in my water.
Oh no.
So I had to replace my glass of
Oh, no.
water with a new glass of water, which
I had a clean glass of water if that helps you at all.
that's good. That's real good.
Your
say,
second
yeah,
glass
you were
was
the-
good though.
Yeah,
you
so
were
my
kind of
second
getting
glass was
piled
fine.
on with the experience here, like
So-
far more so.
He never took his
Yeah.
glasses off either, so I couldn't read his eyes in the restaurant.
I was just trying to keep it G.
you were. You had the.
I was letting him know, hey, Chingon doesn't stop at this restaurant. It starts with me.
It just starts here. Sam Chingon. So
hell yeah. Continuing on.
yes, my water was fine.
Now you can talk about appetizers.
Okay, let's-
Since I had a pre-appetize game.
You did. I am sorry that your beverage service did not meet expectations for you. So the only appetizer that we got and shared was the queso fundido, which I will describe because it has a queso fundido. See, it has a decent set of ingredients here instead of cheese. It has house chorizo, Oaxaca, and asadero cheese, roasted red peppers, and chips. I know, stunned you guys, didn't I? Yeah, you weren't expecting that last part.
I believe there was some sort of salsa verde happening there.
I think there was too.
Maybe
I
a
think,
tomatillo of some sort.
I would agree with you. I think there were secret ingredients not listed because there
Yes,
was
very
definitely a
much so.
tomatillo style salsa in there. So this was interesting because it came out on a wood plate in a ceramic handled dish and was bubbly. Whoa.
Which was wild.
And I'm pretty sure that I saw him actually torch the top of it with a small butane torch, like a creme brulee type torch.
That's one thing that I am uncertain of. If there were like little lines of a mole of some sort that were just barely featuring in there, or if that was where he hit it a little bit more closely with the torch, so that was some browned cheese. I'm not really sure because there were lines of a deep kind of chocolatey brown color through it when we first started into it, and I don't know what those individual things were.
Yeah, and so there's lots of goodness in here. Decent sized chunks of chorizo too. You could see them and find them, and I really like this because it's different than any other cheese dip that I have encountered.
Extremely different.
Yes, and I'm gonna have to say, tasty. There's a lot of deep, more complex flavor in here, and the cheese was fun because I had to do the bicycle pedal maneuver with chips, where you take one chip in front of the other, and I'm holding my hands close to the mic so you can see, and then you rotate the chips because you're winding up the cheese
Wait a
like
minute.
cheese string.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
The bicycle is not a bad visual metaphor.
Yes.
I would say maybe cheese
winch?
orbit
I would
would
say
not be a bad
cheese
term.
reeling.
One around the
Cheese
other.
It's like you're reeling on a fish.
Oh yeah.
Cheese reeling.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
I'm-
because I was going
I'm
to say
roll
like
with that.
cheese
Yeah, yeah,
winch,
yeah.
like you use to pull. But I like cheese reeling. That's not bad. Reeling from cheese, and I had to do that a lot because the forks had not quite arrived yet, and so I'm just using all chip, which is fine. It's a nacho. That's the way it's supposed to be. But the mix of liquidy cheese and the peppery things and the toastiness and I don't know. There's like 5 or 6 different flavors happening in this cheese dip. I thought it was tasty. What'd you guys think about it?
I would say there were a lot of different flavors in there. None of them featuring super strongly though. And we'll get into some of this with the tacos. But like the chorizo was not a face punch of chorizo by any means.
No, it's not.
The Oaxaca cheese.
Oaxaca.
We're going to talk more about the use of Oaxaca and crema in various cheese type things. I do like this side of it, definitely. Mild, smooth, creamy, generally good. led to an interesting texture. Also, the chorizo by itself, I almost can't taste it. It definitely had flavor. I think I saw fennel and pepper, and there's stuff in there. The dip as a whole was spicy, but I couldn't separate out any one part of it. And I would expect to be able to do that with like a chunk of sausage because I was looking right at it. It's definitely not a homogeneous mixture. You'll get a little more of this, or
depending
a
on
little
where
less
you
of that,
dip.
depending on where you dip, what you're getting. But picking out the ingredients was difficult. As a whole, I thought it was good. It was flavorful, not overpoweringly so, which I would actually kind of expect from an ingredient list like this. Was it interesting? Yes. Was it tasty? Yes.
TJ, did
I
you
don't
lick
know.
the bowl?
I'm-
Yes.
I did, but I was waiting.
I will. I will.
I was waiting for other food. That was the food that was sitting
No,
there.
I'm sorry, man.
It was good. It was good.
I do believe he expunged 99% of the contents of that porcelain dish. Am I wrong, Sam?
You might be understating that a little bit.
He almost put it on his face to finish.
Oh, I
where?
did think about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Samuel,
Well, I thought it was kind of not cheese dip. I mean, there was cheese in it. Cheese was featured inside of this thing.
interesting. Okay,
I felt more it was like a soup thing with
Really?
melted
I
cheese
agree
on top of it.
100%.
okay.
Almost like done as a soup, like the Mexican equivalent of a French onion soup. You
Is
know,
it
where you
be-
got that cheese top.
Thank you.
Is it because it wasn't homogenous throughout? Is like there's sections of liquid and sections of cheese?
I felt like I didn't get cheese dip. I felt like I had to eat a soup with a chip with melty cheese on top.
Interesting.
Agreed.
I found the flavors to actually be kind of bland and boring.
Huh.
There was nothing that punched me in the face. There was no real spice in there.
Okay. Well,
The chorizo again. Why do you have muted chorizo? I am offended actually by this.
there are a couple different
I'm a little
types of
confused
chorizos
by
too.
it.
So I know they have at least two different types
the
of
chorizo
here.
I am used to kicks you in the teeth every time. I have not had a non-kick me in the teeth chorizo in my life. I was actually really unimpressed with this other than the presentation. I was just like, it's kind of bland, it's kind of boring. There's nothing really going on here except melty cheese and kind of meat clumps.
Interesting.
Meh.
I enjoyed it because it was different.
It was different, but it's not.
Not for
I
you.
much rather had melty nacho cheese in a bowl from anywhere.
Oh gosh, no, not me.
I would have.
Well, we just got the sum total on the cheese dip. Sam, TJ, Dave, yeah, I'd order it again. So there you go. Mm-hmm. All right, shall we talk about some additional foods?
Who starts?
I'll go.
Okay.
So I did a kind of a combo thing. So TJ said, hey, you might want to order a burrito and some tacos since he was just here yesterday because he wanted to ensure my best chance at
no.
being...
TJ did not say
No.
and some tacos.
Oh, you said order burritos, what you said.
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah, I went for a
This will be
trifecta of
important later.
tacos and a burrito. I am going to start with the tacos. So they are street tacos, and I got 3 of them. I got the adobada, the marinated pork taco, the barbacoa, and I got the carnitas taco. So they are come out, in this case it was a 3-pack, standard issue tiny corn tortilla with the meats on them. And I will pull up the visage here because I will say one thing that I enjoyed, and it really started, I think, with the cheese dip and kind of carried throughout, was their ability to use the Maillard reaction, the toasting factor on the meats and the tortillas and everything. Everything had a good golden brown trending, just a little bit of char where I kind of liked it. Like it added some interest to pretty much whatever I had, for me anyway. So the tacos are the smaller street style. And what was the first one I had? Let us check. Going back to the official, yes, the adobada.
Yes.
There it is. The adobada was the first taco.
Wait, isn't Adobada a guy on Double Dragon? Isn't the bald guy?
He's the real big one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes. So this had red sauce on it. I got no cilantro on it. I do like cilantro, but in limited quantities. I like it much more in my salsa than just fresh leafy cilantro. But I left the fresh chopped onions on there. So fresh chopped onions, the meat, and a red sauce. And this stuff was really tasty. I like their sauces, although the second one that I had, which was, going back to the official list, the barbacoa taco, I think probably had the better sauce of the two. TJ, did you encounter those sauces in your prior visit?
I did. The adobada, I am not actually a big fan of it in general. It's usually too smoky for me. This was not. It had a little bit of a smoke note, but without going too far. It was smooth, it was flavorful, it was just a little spicy. It was pretty darn good. Not my favorite of the bunch, but again, the first in this category I have liked. I take some degree of issue with the cut size of the meat. But
Really?
I believe we can get into that.
I thought you were going to
as
say
we
the
go
onions,
along.
because the onions were kind of a pretty rough chop. But
The cut size, no. Quantity when I had them, and the waitress did ask when I
and this is
ordered
your
the
visit
tacos.
yesterday, to be
Yes.
clear. You didn't have them today.
Yes.
Okay.
But she did, same waitress as well, by the way.
Okay.
So similar experience. I
Oh, and
believe.
pleasant staff, by the way. Let us just put that out there.
Very much so.
Yes. So, go
But
ahead.
I would say that was a little bit overpowering. They did ask if I wanted, the works on it. So I could have just said, you're right. I don't need all that, and it would have been left off. So I'm not going to deduct any marks for any onion-related things, and as a whole, it worked.
Fair enough. And my third taco was the carnitas taco. I thought all of the meats were good. Everything had a nice kind of char on the outside. I believe my second taco had more of almost a crispy char on it. I thought the sauces were good. The carnitas taco had a green, like a tomatillo type salsa on there, or something along those lines, and that rough cut onion. Honestly, I really liked all three. I thought the tortillas were all good. They charred them so they weren't boring. I'm usually a flour tortilla fan. Street tacos are not served on flour tortillas. They're served on corn tortillas. I don't like it when there's no crisp or flavor in that corn tortilla, where it's just a straight corn tortilla. These all had a nice char on the outside, and I appreciated that. All the sauces were good. I enjoyed every one of these tacos.
I got this breakfast burrito because only on Saturdays and Sundays they have a brunch menu.
They do.
Which included horchata French toast.
At market price.
At market price. Because, as TJ said, the breadliest catch. We gotta lay out those bread pots.
You do. You have to catch those. And it's
Pretty rough out there this season. So
super hard to get.
I stayed away from it because I was afraid of the market price.
Yeah, sometimes that market price, it'll creep up on you if there ain't nothing in those.
Either
in the bread
that,
pots.
Yes.
or the MP on the menu stood for mucho pesos.
What?
One of the two.
Yes.
Market price or muchos pesos. You take your pick. So I'm just like, well, I had that taste of horchata, and I'm good. We're gonna skip that one.
That's all right. Using prior
So we
research.
went with the breakfast burrito.
Yes.
And let's talk about that outside, that huge tortilla that they wrapped all that stuff in.
They did right here.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. It's a small Nerf football.
Yes, it is.
The char on the outside of the tortilla.
Yes.
Yeah, that brought that tortilla to another level.
Yes, it did. I agree.
Really good. They knew what they were doing on that char on the outside. I really enjoyed the flavor there. Just enough burny to give you a little bit of that smoke that you want inside that bite.
Yeah,
a little
buddy.
Bit, a little bit of crisp in there.
Uh-huh.
Loved it. The insides, though.
Yeah.
I got bored of that burrito real quick.
Did you?
Yep.
What was in it?
To me, again, it was same. It suffered the same fate as the cheese dip. It's just a lot of bland flavors in there. Just nothing exciting happening in there at all.
Oh, you know what's interesting? Because I'm looking at the ingredients list.
Yes, please.
So chorizo, egg, salsa, Oaxaca cheese, and beans. So the chorizo that you found in the cheese dip that you didn't think had a lot of flavor punch.
Had no flavor in there.
And the Oaxaca cheese, which really didn't have a tang to it. It's a very mild cheese.
Yep.
So you ended up with the same stuff almost in your burrito with an egg, which is also mild.
That's
Yes.
the thing. You had a lot of
Intriguing.
mild, smooth, or accent flavors, and the
Yeah.
central flavor that was supposed to bring them all together was that muted, as you put it, chorizo.
Yes.
And well, I will defend the different styles of chorizo. This one is pretty mild for what it was, too. It just wasn't that
Man,
interesting.
you
in and
needed
of
some of
itself.
that red sauce that I had on my taco to kind of amp it up for you,
I
buddy.
needed something.
The
'cause
sauce
just-
that comes with the barbacoa.
Yeah, buddy.
So it was boring, kind of blah.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was big, and it was filling, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I could have got a better burrito at one of the 24-hour places, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Wasn't impressed.
You were lacking in flavor again.
Yep. Huh. Big. Tortilla was delicious.
Yeah.
Insides.
Prepared well, but missing depth of flavor.
There was no flavor here for me.
Interesting.
And-
Okay.
And I was searching for beans in there because beans test and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not a refried bean. It's more of a pinto bean.
All right.
TJ.
I'm sorry about your burrito. TJ?
Well, let's see here. Again, I have I have a laundry list of stuff that we'll go over later. I do want to chime in on some of the tacos, but we'll go through the first. So, on Friday, when I went in, the brunch menu was not available, so we had to try a brunch thing. So I had the sope Benedict. Mm-hmm. So two kind of they were roughly English muffin size, maybe a little bit bigger. Masa, fried masa discs.
The sope.
Effectively, the sope. On top of which, I do believe I have the science. If you'll be patient with me a moment,
I can help you. The sope Benedict is
yes, please.
barbacoa beef, poached eggs, Valentina hollandaise, and the little sope at the bottom.
So it was the barbacoa beef on both the sope and the nachos, and in both cases, large chunks, almost like if you were going to cut up a pot roast, which is kind of the same idea. Large, tender. You kind of had the individual strands of beef through there, so they kind of flake apart in your mouth. It's moist. The spice level is good. It's got just a little bit of char on the outside, less so than some of the other meats. It's kind of a softer, more roast-like thing. Goes in with the sauce. What did they call they had a hollandaise,
Valentina hollandaise?
Valentina hollandaise. So kind of I don't know if it was a hollandaise with additional ingredients, if it was
it
as
had
much of a
more
buttery,
Valentina
rich.
than a usual hollandaise.
Yes, quite so. But definitely, yeah, you could definitely catch the Valentina in there. Nice little a smooth version of a hot sauce, basically over that barbacoa sauce. Large chunks of beef. The corn soup is a good hearty way to have this sort of thing, whereas an English muffin is a little bit lighter. I kind of come away. I'm never disappointed in a Benedict because I love the things. But when I have an actual, eggs Benedict, I kind of wish it was a bit more substantial. The sope does not have that problem. In addition to which, perfect poached egg. Absolutely perfect.
I saw
poached
that.
eggs.
It looked fantastically done, and you cut into that, and you're like, oh, it's perfectly runny. And the sope just looked cool, man. I mean, this is a cool-looking dish.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very pretty looking dish. And the outside, the white of the egg was a firm, not the littlest, tiniest bit of underdone white in that egg. Everything was this perfect, slightly firm, slightly soft, almost like fresh mozzarella texture, custard-like white with, again, I didn't see any done yolk. The whole thing was runny like a poached egg should be. And cut it open in half like I was going to get that picture-perfect moment going. I'm not going to. And sure enough, perfect runny egg over this whole Benedict. Just everything I would ask for in an Eggs Benedict happened in a Mexican-flavored way. This was excellent. If we had gone off the plates that I had yesterday, I would have given a very different review. This was a very good dish. I recommend going when the brunch menu is available.
Is this
Tasty,
prepared?
lots of things happening, prepared perfectly.
Prepared by Benedictine monks, possibly?
So yeah,
That's Gregorian. My fault.
Oh, no worries. I know Greg.
He's cool.
Yeah.
so I'm going to chime in for Sam here on this one. But did you like it? Yes.
I was slacking.
I appreciated everything that just happened right at the end there. That was great.
I was all entranced in my Gregorian chants. And I'm like, I'm on a new level right now.
You were you transcended some type of plane and you
My
were,
fault.
but you went past the plane you were needed to be on there. So I guess it's over to me for my burrito.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Over to you, Dave.
So all right, so I had a fourth meat here, the asada burrito, and similar to Sam's, it had the most amazing. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. This goldeny brown tortilla. I love this tortilla. I can put all sorts of things in this tortilla. It's delicious.
I want to kind of put spaghetti in it.
I'd actually eat that.
Right?
I would eat that.
I'm curious now.
Yeah. So I did get this out without the crema because it's the Mexican version of sour cream, and y'all know how I feel about that. So nope. But the Oaxaca cheese, while not having a lot of super flavor to it, made a good sauce for me. Because the thing is, the burrito wasn't dry because I had this melty cheesy goodness in there.
My burrito wasn't dry either. There was
Right.
Lots of
tasty, saucy juice. Yes.
Without further going over the issues with Sam's Burrito specifically,
Let's not talk about Sam's Burrito. It makes me sad.
Well, it's not a main like carrier of anything. It's a great accent. It's a little tangy. It's smooth. It's got some niceties to it.
You know how I could have fixed Sam's Burrito in about 3 seconds. It would have been to
Nacho
add
cheese.
No, because I think
Barbacoa sauce.
queso.
No. Well, okay, the barbacoa sauce, but then some cotija cheese in there would have amped up that, because that would have given you the bite that you want. Because
Something.
I mean, considering we have established that Nettie's is your favorite, and cheddar, while being more of a Tex-Mex thing, cheddar's delicious and it has a little bit more bite to it. And so if you drop some cotija in there, it fixes it. Anyway, I have to say again, not super spicy. The asada, the rice, everything mixed together well as a burrito should. The Oaxaca cheese created a sauce. While not the deepest crazy flavor ever, it was more mild, but I kind of liked it. And not kind of, I did like it. I really liked the tortilla. I liked the asada. The cheese could be a little bit more tangy, but it was really enjoyable. Is this burrito a flavor punch? No. Was it enjoyable to eat? Yes. I felt this burrito was tasty, and I appreciate the extra good tortilla. So that is my burrito. Yes, it was tasty.
But did you like it?
Yes. Wait, TJ, can you ask me this time?
But did you like it?
I did. It was tasty. Sorry. I didn't mean to back the train up a little bit.
Go ahead.
In the scope of giant burritos, I would say it was a sufficiently large burrito, not mega big, not giant.
But pretty big.
It should be about this big because, if you order a $3 or $2 burrito somewhere, you get that tiny little thing that's a burrito. This is sufficiently sized burritos. It's good.
It's funny that you say money and size of things.
Yeah.
There's one thing I hate
Yes.
in the world.
What's that, Sam?
Street tacos.
Yeah,
This is an established fact. We know this.
Much. So I was like, 3 tacos for $12. Cool. I'm excited for this. This sounds great.
Oh, wait a minute, TJ. Did you give him the warning that these were street tacos?
No one did.
Uh-oh.
I went in here blind. That's fine. That's what new food adventures are about.
Well, so before you go on, you had a criticism of a prior street taco, and I believe, quote, you hate street tacos because they're tiny.
I could have ate that street taco in one bite. That's just a fact. But to be a civilized human and not a speed-eating champion like I can be,
I just know
I took them in 2 bites.
Yes. What tacos did you get?
So that's $4 tacos for 2 bites. Maybe a bite if I felt rambunctious.
But what did you...
$4.
They weren't $4 a taco.
They were.
Oh, because he did fish.
Oh, you did the fish ones.
The regular tacos are 3
2
for
and change.
$7.
So
Mine were 2 and change.
what I got
What'd you get?
here was the mahi mahi taco.
Mahi.
Which they call this. They have a special fun name for it.
Pescado.
Pescado. Tacos de
P-E-S-C-A-D-O.
pescado.
Pescado.
Tacos of fish.
Spaghetto.
There you go.
Spaghetti. Taco spaghetti. It says fried mahi mahi, vegetable slaw, salsa verde, aioli. They were like, food was coming to the table. Your food came to the table. And then she came back and she's like, oh, I have a problem. We're out of the vegetable slaw. I'm like, really? You're going to put these on the board with this ingredient that I look forward to, and now you're going to tell me it's out after food's already started to be delivered.
Oh.
Well, we've got cilantro. No, I hate cilantro. It just leaves taste in my mouth all day, much like pico de gallo.
Because of the cilantro.
Exactly.
Cilantro
Thank you.
Almost always love-hate things,
I hate it.
except for Dave, who's in the middle.
That's right.
I cannot stand it. It just sits in your mouth all day. So no cilantro for me. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, we can just order you some other taco with some. No. I want these.
I tried to help you.
And she was like, and then Dave was like, sorry, not she was like, Dave was like, you just slap some lettuce and some potatoes in there. I'm like,
I mean,
yeah, we can slap some lettuce
just
and
kind
tomatoes
of
in there.
like cabbage.
That's fine.
Yeah.
This is acceptable substitute. So I waited, and they finally came. She did serve me my burrito first. So
She did.
I had a burrito appetizer, which is the best appetizer I think you could ask for.
That's fair, yes.
A burrito appetizer should be standard at all meals.
Instead of chips and salsa on the table, here's your
Can I just
burrito.
get a burrito, bro? Just throw that burrito down. Let me get that as an app. So I got to eat that first, and then right after I got done with my burrito, out came my tacos.
Yes,
And I looked at them and I cried.
because they were street
Cried on the
tacos.
inside.
So you have to know, listeners.
No longer than my pointer finger.
It is-
pretty small.
It's a standard street taco.
So they're real tiny. So I bite into them. I'm like, man, this is going to be flavor adventure. I'm so excited to eat this. It's fried shark. It's a vegetable slaw with this salsa verde.
And then mahi-mahi is a very mild fish.
I'm fine with that. I know what mahi-mahi is.
I know.
I'm a fan of it.
But you're looking for, yeah.
So I was thinking the salsa verde aioli would come through on some type of flavor somewhere. Then I bite into it, and again, Blandtown. Just Blandtown everywhere. And on top of that, the mahi-mahi was very dry.
Oh, no. Now that... Okay.
And
that is unacceptable.
I'm not done. And I had dry corn tortillas.
Oh, no.
Like they were kind of...
What?
Mouth-drainingly dry.
Now,
So-
is that the tortilla itself, or had it like actually gone dry where it was way too stiff?
It's just a corn
'Cause
tortilla.
did you see the tortillas on my tacos? Yeah. They weren't dry.
Well, again, I think this one's a difference of opinion.
It's probably because the ingredients
Oil.
that you had.
Yeah.
Mine had that salsa verde aioli.
Yeah.
Where was it? I don't know if it was in there.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And you know what?
You might have been out that salsa verde.
I don't know. Maybe.
Wonder if that would.
Regardless, it didn't show up
experience.
in your mouth.
If it wasn't there, it was a drab, a slab, a dot. I don't know. Couldn't taste it.
Dibble. Yeah, well, and the thing is, I will give, not an excuse, but mahi-mahi is very mild fish. However,
I know this.
No excuse for it being dry.
I was expecting
Dry, no good.
Well, here's the thing, though. You add lime to it, and it picks up that mahi-mahi flavor.
Sure.
And I squeezed my lime over there because I knew what I was doing. I'm a food professional.
You are.
I'm not a professional chef, but I know how to eat.
Rest. Especially
I have a doctorate in eating, all right? Don't test.
I've seen your test results, and they are good, yes.
Yeah, just dry, and then no salsa verde aioli that I could tell.
Yeah.
The only thing I really getting was lime and fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
and a little bit of fish taste, which is fine because I know that's mahi-mahi. That's why I kind of like it. It's one of those, hey, I'm in the mood for seafood, but I don't want that lake taste.
Sure.
This is the perfect fish.
Clean
This
fish.
is the perfect type of seafood to get.
It's so sad because if you looked at my basket of tacos, all you see is color and flavor. And I looked over at yours and I'm like, you've got some little pieces of fish and some lettuce. Like my tacos inspired me to eat them. Your tacos, they looked kind of basic.
So I did what TJ recommended because I go to Our Taco frequently. And when you go to Our Taco, when you get the chicken taco, they double wrap your taco in 2 corn tortillas, which is way too much corn for anything.
That is standard issue.
So I ate those with 1 corn taco like you're supposed to. So I had 3 corn tacos afterwards to eat by themselves with nothing. Doesn't make sense to me. So I ate those by mopping up TJ's leftovers of his Benedict dish, and that was kind of nice.
I will say
the egg yolk was there to mix with all the Mexican flavors, and I liked that a lot.
well, and
So the highlight of my meal
yes.
was my wipe up with my corn tortillas off of TJ's plate.
Well, and,
Drop the mic. I'm done.
All right, TJ, next.
I mean, we can riff on street tacos for a while, but we'll get there.
No, but
right
we
now,
need to talk about Joe.
We're going to talk about it would have been a second appetizer. It wound up coming out as an entree, and given the size and quality, I'm going to say it was more of an entree than anything. So that order is fine. Again, do you have the science before I can pull it up here?
I bet I can. What would you like the science on? Is this
The
on your
nachos,
nacho?
please, sir. Yes.
What type of meat did you get on? You got the beef
I got the
nacho,
barbacoa.
right?
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, it was the beef nacho. I believe the barbacoa sauce was what I got. The barbacoa meat was definitely what I got.
Well, here's the great part. Let me give you all the ingredients that it lists on the menu for nachos. The nachos
yeah, that's right.
are chicken or beef. So it doesn't have a list of ingredients, but it looked to me like they had crema on there. I think they put a little bit of sauce for the...
I think it was the barbacoa sauce. Might have been the
so. Got that
adobado.
good red-orange color.
Adobo.
Adobo. Now I'm doing it. Anyway,
Adobo.
yes, some sauce
A Bobo from Double Dragon.
and some
Indeed.
good chunks of beef. So tell us about these nachos.
So I'm pretty sure that was the barbacoa sauce. Was definitely the barbacoa meat. Again, larger cut than it was on any of the tacos or the burrito or anything. So I actually got to taste and enjoy it. Some very long shreds of the Oaxaca cheese, and it's such a nice soft. Again, best comparison I have is a slightly more flavorful version of fresh mozzarella. A little more tangy, a little more of that sort of nuttiness that cheese has, that like cheddar has a lot of. But a little bit of that nutty flavor. Just a nice cheese is almost a sauce in and of itself, even when it's not heated. Crema, What the heck else was on there? Boy, I wish I would have written some things down. But there was a lot going on in these. And they were, again, not that face punch of flavor, not a lot of strong things coming together, but a lot of accents coming together around that barbacoa sauce and meat. They were nice. The accents and main pillar played well together.
Barbacoa. Oh, wait, sorry.
So, yeah, again, superior delivery mechanism for what they offer. And I wish this cut size, this blend of things, would be on more things. I believe I would have a higher rating. But the portion size for, I believe, you have the menu there, Dave, was it 8?
I believe you are correct. $8, sir.
That's pretty good there. Again, we will talk about wallets, tummies, and taste in the full-on wrap-up. But yeah, again, similar. We've gone over the ingredients. We've gone over them in other things. I think this was a good blend. I really do like the chips. They are, full disclosure, from Taqueria Chingon themselves. They are a pre-manufactured chip. However, they fry and salt them there, which does make a difference.
Good
they do
salt
taste
level.
right, very much so. I think either a coarse grind of regular salt or a sea salt was happening.
And
Yes.
TJ, I'm going to make you feel even better about your nacho. $6.
$6. That is a good price point for what I got. And again, we'll get to this further in the wrap up. But yeah, that's about as far as I'm going to go on that, because we've discussed the individual ingredients. They came together nicely in this. I feel the value to quantity was decidedly better than most of the dishes. I would be willing to order this again.
And I would tell you, much your input there, I really like the big chunks of beef. Like it's a unique nacho.
Yes.
Much like for me, the cheese dip, it's just a unique thing to Taqueria Chingon. So you got a ton of chips, and there was plenty of beef and plenty of cheese on there. And, maybe even a little better, too, because the chips were salty. So that might have brought out a little more flavor on a few things, too.
I believe it did, as a matter of fact.
There you go, because salt, it's kind of good at that. Hey, TJ, wait, I think you should ask yourself again. That's kind of fun, this podcast. Go ahead.
But did I like it? Yes.
So, Sam,
Yeah.
I think it's time to do that thing you do.
Well, we're going to talk about 3 different distinct types of categories.
What are those metrics? Yes.
The metrics are your wallet.
Yes.
Do you feel like you got a good value? Your taste. Did you get good tasties in here?
Yeah.
And your tummy. Are you full?
Yeah.
These are important things when you're eating a Faturday lunch. We'll start it off with you, Dave.
All right. I like starting. This is a good deal. So I had the burrito and I had the 3 tacos. And the 3 tacos, my tacos, were 3 for $7. So they were a little over $2 each. And my burrito was 8. So my total with tax, I believe here, was $16.45. I'm good here. So the burrito was decently sized, and I would say the tacos, comparatively to other small tacos, were decently priced, $2 and change. So I'm fine here. I spent about $16. All right, cool.
All right. TJ, how do you feel?
We're going to talk about price.
The wind blows.
So today, the bill was...
No. Let's talk about next week, not today. Yeah, today, please. Today will be good.
Oh, we're going to take
Let's talk
some
about
trips
today.
in time here,
No!
Sam. Oh, yes, we are.
88 miles per hour. Here we go.
This day, the bill was 27 and change. I want to say 27.60.
And you picked up the appetizer, right?
Right, I
That
did.
was
I
$8.
did pick up the cheese dip at $8. Mm-hmm. So my Benedict was 10. The Sope Benedict, which again highly recommended. I think that was a decent value. Benedicts actually tend to run higher for whatever reason, so 10's a decent value for that, I think. And my nachos at 6. Definitely worthwhile there. That's a fairly standard issue, nacho price.
That was
And I
easily-
got some different things on there, some more high end things with the barbacoa beef and the shredded Oaxaca. Some good things happening. I think $6 is a great price point for that.
I agree. In fact, I'd say that's kind of a value here because that size of nacho and those ingredients and that size of beef for $6, Yeah.
Agreed. So for what I'm getting overall, if I take into the consideration that Benedicts usually run in the $10 to $12 range, we're doing okay. Let us also discuss, Sam,
Yeah.
street tacos.
Okay, let's talk about street tacos.
Let's talk
He
about
has
the
an eerie look on
proposition
his face right now.
of street tacos. Now, I will say this, on Taco Tuesdays, at least I believe it is Tuesday where they run this, Taqueria Chingon does have their tacos, select ones, for $1.50.
This is true.
That, for me, is a reasonable price point for these things. They are a good little bite of flavor, about a 2-biter, comfortably, maybe 3 if you take nibbles.
If you wear Pampers.
Indeed, quite so. But to sit there and enjoy the flavor of, and I could get several things for a relatively low price point, $1.50, not too bad. The 3 for $7 proposition, which is what we did yesterday, and I did that twice over. I had 6 different street tacos and a burrito. And oh goodness, yeah, I think that's the list because I didn't do an appetizer or anything or any drinks either day. But what that means is that yesterday, TJ spent $37 before tip.
Yesterday.
Today, TJ spent $30. Neither day was TJ anywhere close to full. That's a value misstep from where I'm standing.
This is a big chunk of change.
So, flavor to dollar, quantity to dollar, the ratio just doesn't quite hit it for me. And we're going to go over some important points in this whole mix once we get to the overall review. But I think it is possible to order in such a way that you get, I would give it a lowercase d, decent. But overall, I'm going to say thumbs down on price.
Okay.
All right. So I bought $19 worth of food. That's pre-tip. I need to fact check my burrito. Oh, I didn't get the price.
$8 on your burrito, I believe.
Thank you. That is definitely a $7 burrito. I don't feel bad about $8. That's fine. I'll give that extra dollar for it being in Benson. Not a big deal. That's a good value. I'm all right with that. Again, big burrito. Mm-hmm. It's moist. The burrito delivery device is outstanding.
It is. That's true.
Just give me some kick somewhere. Give me a pronounced flavor with your additives somewhere inside of there. Street tacos. They should be 75 cents a piece. Why? Because I could eat that in one bite. I'm not spending $4 a bite of food. I can go to our taco and get $4 tacos there and eat 3 of them and be completely satisfied. Like, man, I'm not going to eat until dinner. This is fine. I'd have been like, oh, well, what else am I eating 6 more times after this? So, yeah, value here is not for me. These were dollar tacos. Sorry. Street tacos are the worst invention mankind has ever made. I rest my case. Let's talk about Flavor Town. I'll go first.
I think you should go first because it's going to be
Get it out of the
far
way.
across. Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah, it was bland. I don't find any flavor here. Just a hodgepodge of muted Mexican flavors here. Highlight again was the burrito carrier and me sopping up TJ's leftovers with my corn taco from his Benedict. Those are my tasty items.
TJ's going to go with, again, everything overall. There were some really good flavors. There were some just okay flavors. I'm going to give it a lowercase d, decent, and leave it there.
I liked everything I had. Thumbs up. I had good sauces on all of my tacos. Everything had a good, decent char in it. The tortillas were done well. The burrito, while I will agree with Sam that I think the Oaxaca cheese is great. I think it could use some cotija or something else in there to give it a little bit more sharpness to help. But I still thought it was tasty. Everything I had was tasty. So thumbs up for me.
All right, then. We will talk about Full Factor. Where is your tum-tum?
Go ahead, Sam.
Are you... Okay. We'll start there. I am resting comfortably on outskirts of Comfortville. You know, I'm kind of full. I'm not like hungry or anything. I don't know if that has to do with where we stopped afterwards. I don't think it does. But I know I wasn't stuffed after I left.
Yeah.
But do I feel like I ate? Yeah. Do I feel like I had a lunch? Yeah. Do I feel like a Faturday though? No. So for me, while a normal person would probably be like, oh, this is sufficient. I don't look for normal on Faturday. I look for put me in Hurt Town. I did not get that. So thumbs down for me.
Fair enough. TJ?
Full factor. So I had 2 decently sized entrees, I would say, for what I was paying for. Again, flavor, price, all that kind of thing. And a pretty decent amount, at least a third, might have crept a little bit over that third on the cheese dip as well. So 2 entrees and a good portion of an appetizer. I might eat this microphone. TJ is hungry. Even after stopping for ice cream. TJ's looking for something else. Thumbs down pretty hard both yesterday and today on full factor.
Yeah, I'm at that kind of lowercase decent, maybe, is where I'm going. So I think if I was going to pro tip this one, it would have been a burrito at $8 and a nacho for $6. And I could have hit $14 and probably been pretty full. The chip's taking up a lot of space. But, the burrito doesn't come with sides or anything like that. We all went for ice cream. Frankly, I might be able to, maybe not a full barbecue sandwich, but I could go for a half a barbecue sandwich.
I need a rack of ribs.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough on a full factor scale. So it's a little lower for me too.
So no?
I'm going to go lowercase decent because the burrito was sufficiently sized, and the nachos that TJ ordered that I had some of were decent. And street tacos are street tacos. They're small. They're super small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that brings it all into the granddaddy of them all. The reason why we're here, the reason why this podcast is invented, the Frampton rating. Mm-hmm. Dave, tell them about the Frampton rating.
Well, the Frampton rating, Sam, is our general Faturday Omaha scale ranging from 0 to 5 in half steps only. This says, how much would we like to come back to this particular location for a Faturday? How awesome is it? It's kind of like a Michelin star. At least 0.5 on the scale is a good thing. There are tasty places that we would like to eat during the week, but may not quite hit all the Faturday marks. Faturday lunch is a special time of week for all 3 of us. Sam, you too have an analogy which actually weighs very heavily on my Frampton rating and is my favorite part, and that is...
Well, you want to show off Omaha, yeah? You want to be like, hey, this is why it's cool to live here, man. So some friends come in from Chicago or Tucson or wherever, and they're like, hey, man, take us somewhere real delicious. And you're like, I got just the spot. That'd be one of these places on here. It's a place you want to show off, something that they can't get everywhere else. Something goes, man, Omaha's got it going on. That's what the Frampton rating's kind of about.
I like that.
So... should I go first?
I think
please
you
do.
Gee, wow. Both of you guys put me on the chopping block. All right, so from get-go, I walk into this place and I know what's in here. I've been to Ica before. It's kind of a tiny place. It's fine. Cozy's fine. I'm okay with Cozy. Cozy's fun. Cozy works at Ica. I like that at the new spot. You kind of like, you have neighbors and you can't help but be neighbors. And
sure.
I kind of like that camaraderie place. And they got luchador masks hanging up. They got the graffiti going on, friendly service, whatnot. Those are the high marks. Those are the high marks for me.
Ah, yes.
Horchata, I don't know if it was bad or just not good or if it's sat out overnight, but horchata was just off the mark bad. Again, I got a dirty glass. I've never had a dirty glass on Faturday before. This is the first.
That's true. In fact,
over 20 episodes, I have had a dirty glass, and I did here. So it's kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I'm just like, again, it's just drinks. This is fine. Star attraction is the food.
Sure,
it's what we're here for. We're here to smash on some eats, not
Facts.
not gulp on some drinks. We're to smash on some eats. All right.
This isn't drinker day. Yeah.
All right. So I get my burrito. I'm like, this is looking good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm paying attention here. Taste did not deliver for me, which is just a low point. And street tacos, bro. Just
how do you feel?
I don't need to beat that horse anymore.
I was going to ask because I was wondering throughout this. I was unsure of how you felt about them.
If I would have got 3 small Nettie's tacos with those ingredients, I would have been a lot happier. Just don't ever stick taco bites in my face ever again. With that being said, this place does not rank on the Faturday scale for me.
Oh, Sam, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
The only solace I have here is I did not drag you here.
No, I mean, I don't know why that's a thing. You shouldn't ever feel bad. The restaurant should feel bad because it's them who's headed on the block, not yours, not TJ's, not mine. We are patrons in their establishment.
This is true.
They need to own up to what I don't like. And they don't even need to do that because it's their restaurant. Maybe there's like 75 trillion people out there that love street tacos, and I'm the only person in the world who hates them. That's fine.
No, and the reason I take it, see, you said, that Faturday is a time for camaraderie, catching up on the week. It's our event, right?
It's also a time to explore.
It is. But that's why if I am striving hard to go to a place and you don't enjoy it, I do take a little personally, only because I understand, but you got to understand that I really get satisfaction when I recommend something or suggest something because I hadn't been here before, so. But where we suggest something and you're like, yeah, we hit this one out of the park. Yeah. Dave, good idea. Now, granted, this was a mutual decision on your and my part because we've driven past here many times and it's like, what's this about?
It's a cool name.
That's really what got us, right? Was the name.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
I'm like,
hell yeah, taco.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Anyways, TJ.
Can TJ get away with going last on this one?
Sure,
Dave?
you
Would
can.
You be cool with that?
So I will tell you what I rank it as. I'm going to go for 0.5 on this one. I think that everything I had was unique. The cheese dip is very unique. There's not a cheese dip like this that I've seen. Is it? I know Sam was not a particular fan here, and TJ wasn't because it was kind of broken apart. I kind of enjoyed it. The 3 tacos I had were good. Is it the neatest looking burrito tortilla, the way they toasted everything? I saw a little butane torch come out, I think for our specifically our cheese dip. It's unique. Plus the sope Benedict, that's a unique, different thing. So I think there's some Faturday elements here. I also think that I guess maybe reading the menu, and honestly, because of TJ's fact finding yesterday and telling me that I should go for a burrito instead of just the tacos to reach my full factor, I only spent $16. So I think there's some Faturday points here. I would indeed come back here for a Faturday. There's a little bit of a hook in that with the sope Benedict, some of the unique things, the unique flavors, the ambiance is cozy. It does feel slightly pub-like for tacos, I guess. The lo-fi hip-hop going, I gotta give it a point. I would go back here on a Faturday.
All right, so.
Yeah, TJ, what do you got over there, man?
The Frampton scale.
Yes.
The review.
Yes.
The Big Daddy.
The Big Daddy.
The whole enchilada.
Ironic, because we didn't have enchiladas.
If they had one.
The whole burrito.
There you go.
So, is this place Faturday? No. No siree bop. However, is this place good? Yes, in its own way. So, I'm not going to tell you that this place is Faturday. I may or may not bring an out-of-town friend here, depending. It almost leans towards a 0.5 just for the food is some of it tasty, some of it a little on the bland side. I will admit that. But much of it is interesting. The superior form factors, for those of you who would go, are definitely the burrito, which is offered in a double meat version for $12.
Yeah, buddy.
And that is a reasonable price point, a little bit higher for, as Sam put it, you're paying for some Benson. And the flavor you're getting here, the flavor of the place, the taste, if you will, is Benson. And I do, increasingly, the more we go here, like the taste of Benson.
What?
TJ is not a social person by any stretch of the imagination. Around close friends, yeah, sure. In public, do I talk to people? No. Do I want wait staff that is friendly and engaging? No. I want them to bring me my food, set it on the table, and go away until I want my drink refilled.
See, and I like to talk.
You do.
Can you tell?
I don't.
I'm with TJ. Just give me my food and leave me be.
I
want to talk with my people, and that's it.
I like a table for one in a dark restaurant. I like these things. I am just fine with this. So, the fact that I found the staff engaging, especially on my first visit, she was pretty busy this time around, or at least she was moving around quite a bit. But the wait staff was engaging. The conversations going on between the employees was interesting. Talks about the clientele, the group of people who come in pretty much daily for margaritas and just have a good old time, talking up the place and having lunch together and all that kind of jazz. There's a certain feeling of coziness, of fellow feeling, of camaraderie that happens here. And what this place would be really good for, and I will probably go back for this, is not to get full. It's to tide you over between breakfast and dinner in terms of food. It's to have a nice little bite or relatively small, like a sandwich or something size type thing. If you were going to have just a simple small lunch, the kind of size you'd pack in a brown paper bag, but tastier than that. So go in for maybe just the Benedict on its own if you happen to be going in on a weekend. Or if you're going in on a weekday, maybe just that set of 3 tacos for $7 is still a little much for 3 street tacos for me. But the flavors are pretty good. That sort of tomatillo salsa, the adobado, the barbacoa, good flavors. Even if I'm not able to pick out the meat on its own as an individual standalone thing, it's a nice little, kind of 2-bite thing. I would say go in for a burrito. Or the quesadilla was pretty darn good. That Oaxaca cheese on a quesadilla with some asada. Maybe one of them. And they do offer 2 kinds of margaritas. They offer a frozen, which they will tell you outright is pre-made and a little bit sweeter. And then your choice of tequila to go into that mix. Or they offer an on the rocks, which is tequila, fresh squeezed lime juice, triple sec. And it's your choice of. They have 3 different varieties available. So you could go in for like a burrito and a margarita and sit and sip and either enjoy some company that you brought with you or some of the local flavor, if you will, of people going in. Find yourself a conversational partner by accident. I did for about 2.5 hours yesterday, something along those lines. It is a pleasant place to sit and enjoy a small lunch. It's definitely a good weekday or, lunch break off work type of place. It's a luxury item and worth it every now and again, I think. So should you go? Yes. Should you go for Faturday? No.
That's fair. I think if the best navigation of that menu to help your price versus full factor is a burrito and an order of nachos, because that would be $14.
Yeah.
And that would be a lot of, I don't know about a ridiculous amount, but that would be a decent amount of food for one person.
Doable.
So, and that's one of those things where we always tell you if this is the first time we've been here, like TJ went here yesterday and today, this is Sam and my first time. Sometimes at a restaurant, you need to learn how to navigate the menu. If you know what you're doing and there's specific ordering options that will give you your best experience, sometimes that takes a little ordering practice, I'd say.
Finesse.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I know this has happened on at least one podcast before where it's like, oh, hey, I did it right this time, or whoops, maybe not so much. If I would have just ordered just the street tacos by themselves,
sadness.
I would have been sad. TJ, you kind of saved me there by going, you really kind of want a burrito to go with this. So that was a win for me. So there we go.
Okay.
There it was.
Any other thoughts in closing?
No, I will say I enjoyed eating lunch with you gentlemen today. I did, as I always do.
That's what Faturday's about,
It's true.
Other than having a delicious food adventure.
Yes.
But yeah.
But yeah, I think that I've said my piece. So yes, I'm good here. Is that the Benedict egg monks? And on that meditation, I think it's time
Saturday sings. Saturday chants.
Oh. And
shall we do that? Okay.
And on that note, both literally and figuratively,
Framptonian chants.
I am Dave in my soul.
I'm Sam in my soul,
And I'm hungry. I mean, TJ.
in his soul,
And with that, thanks for eating with us.
and eat this.
Eat this. Later.
Bye.
Saturday, Omaha.
Eat this.